Good morning, dear students. Uh, we are left with just a small part in this chapter now, which is apomixis. Till now, we have discussed how the seed was formed, then the advantages of seed, how it is important from point of view of evolution, from point of view of breeders, from point of view of survival in the new environment, and then also spreading that particular species to a large extent to increase the number of the species. Now we have to discuss with this last point, which is parthenocarpy apomixis, where the fruit is formed without fertilization occurring. Now in fertilization we saw that the male gametes were transferred to the stigma, where it formed the pollen tube, and then it was released in the filiform apparatus, where it moved and fused with the female gamete and also with the polar nuclei, forming two types of cells. One was zygote, one was the endosperm. The endosperm quickly divided to form a mass of tissue that would provide nutrition to the growing embryo. And then when the embryo was covered properly with cotyledons, protected by seed coat, the seed underwent a period of dormancy. During this period of dormancy, the seeds are dispersed in various ways. Either they are dispersed by winds or by insects. You might have heard about the cocoa beans, which are digested by the cats, and then they can germinate into a new coffee plant. So these are the different modes how the seeds disperse and they give rise to a new plant. But what would happen if there is no fertilization occurring and the fruit grows? Will it give rise to any organism? It will not be able to give rise. But then such fruits are important from point of view of economic importance. Now these fruits which do not have seeds, most of them are grown for the product being sold in the market. The very common one which you might have been using in the past few days was grapes. Grapes, do they have seeds? They do not. But it doesn't mean that we grow grapes only without seeds. We do grow grapes with seeds, that is for keeping it for next generation. Whereas grapes without seeds are sold in the market for its value, for its economic importance. Similarly, banana is also a fruit which is grows without fertilization. The fruit grows. Even if the fertilization occurs, the seeds are very small, and they actually, if you observe a banana tree, it grows faster by vegetative propagation. As a result, it need not undergo this sexual reproduction to form the seed, and from the seed again growing the banana. It undergoes vegetative propagation because many a times the seeds are not viable, they don't grow. So it is easy for banana plants to undergo vegetative propagation. So basically these parthenocarpic fruits are important from point of view of economy, as I told you. So we can say that these are some special types of mechanism of reproduction. Parthenocarpy, as I told you, there is no fertilization, and as a result the fruit develops, but there is no growth of seed in it. These are seedless fruits. This can be induced by application of growth hormones to the fruits and causing the fruits to be seedless. So the growth hormones that regulate the zygote formation or the growth of the embryo, the inhibitors are injected, and as a result the seeds are not produced and you get fruits without seeds. There are some other mechanism of reproduction, special reproduction, where the seed is formed not from the zygote but from a diploid cell of the ovary itself. Parthenocarpy is growing the fruit without seed formation, whereas apomixis is seed formation occurs, but instead of fertilization, some other parts of the embryo takes part in the seed formation. So the seed will have either haploid number of chromosome or diploid number of chromosome, depending upon which cell is involved in formation of the seed. Like in some cases, the nucellus cells, the cells of the nucellus form the seed. They start growing and they form the seed and they take part in seed formation. So the seed remains a diploid. At times the antipodal cells, they start growing and they give rise to the seed. The seeds in those cases are haploid. So haploid parthenogenesis, embryo developed from egg cells, directly from the egg cells, or embryo developed from synergids or antipodal cells, or adventitious embryo where embryo directly develops from nucellus or integuments. These are seen in some mango. Now if a diploid cell gives rise to the embryo, suppose the megaspore mother cell gives rise to the megagametophyte, or the embryo sac originates from any diploid cell except the megaspore mother cell, or the embryo sac originates from the generative nucellus of the pollen tube cells, the most common mechanism seen in apomixis in higher plants. So these are some ways in which apomixis happens. These are some advantages of apomixis. They help in production of pure lines. They help in maintenance of superior genotypes. And in some cases, hybrid vigor may be conserved for many generations by using recurrent apomixis. These are the advantages of apomixis for a plant. There are certain problems with apomixis. It is a very complicated phenomenon. It is tedious and time consuming, and the proportion of sexual progeny is affected by the environmental factors like day length and temperature. These get affected. The absence of morphological markers linked with apomictic development makes it difficult to maintain the stock of apomictic plants. Genetic basis of apomixis is not clear in most of the cases. So these are some of the problems in using of apomixis. Now, polyembryony is the occurrence of more than one embryo in the seed, and this phenomenon was initially discovered by Leeuwenhoek. It's quite common among conifers, but many species of both dicots and monocots exhibit this phenomenon. Now, polyembryony can occur like more than one egg may form in an embryo sac. In that case, polyembryony can occur. If more than one embryo sac is formed in an ovule, then also polyembryony can occur. Other cells like synergids or nucellus develop into embryo. In those cases also polyembryony can occur. Example: lemon, mango, onion, groundnut. These are the difference between a polyembryony and apomixis. Polyembryony is formation of more than one embryo from a single fertilized egg, and apomixis is asexual reproduction in which seeds develop without fertilization. In polyembryony, one zygote, many embryos are formed, and in apomixis, no zygote is produced at all. Seedlings identical as from single zygote but not clones of parent plant. Seedlings genetically identical and also clones of parent plant. Polyembryony example is mango, citrus and onion, and in apomixis example is the members of the family Asteraceae and grasses. Here are the importance of polyembryony. They help in plant breeding and horticulture. Nucellar embryos are supposed to be free from diseases, so they are used. Propagation of the fruit tree such as citrus and mango can very easily occur, and application of adventive embryos also important for improving genetically and uniform seedling in fruit trees. It can be used for development of homozygous diploids, artificial production of these embryos from eggs or synergids.